Hello everyone, it's good to be back in the office. We've had a little bit of a revamp to, treat it to a nice new space. We've been working hard, we were in the UK, we've got some really exciting projects to share with you. But today we have our first ever little bit of a gear review for you.
We're going to be reviewing the Polaroid Lab. What it is, how it works, its limitations, and how it compares to the actual Polaroid camera. Whether it's like a good replacement for it, or...
Nom nom nom.
So this isn't really a proper gear review. It's not necessarily something that every photographer will want to have and use, but it's definitely something for photography lovers and photo lovers and people who just love taking and keeping mementos.
It is one of these gadgets that once you've got that ability to print, your memories. It's definitely not printing. Once you're able to develop your memories into that physical, lovely Polaroid image, that retro feel really, brings your memories to life. Without further ado,
let's get started.
Firstly, what is the Polaroid Lab? This bad boy is a lot of things, but I'll tell you what it is not. It is not a camera, and it is not a printer. The way it works is actually with your mobile phone. Inside here, there is some 3-lens wizardry going on. It actually works through this amazing technology that uses the screen of your phone to expose light onto photosensitive paper and shoot that out of the bottom, and the technology involved in that is absolutely mind-blowing.
It is mind-blowing, but at the same time this is the exact technology that's been used in the Polaroid cameras since 1947. 1947.
Knew that. It's retro, it's authentic, it smells of Polaroid. And
it is Polaroid. It is every essence of it. The photos with slight issues and artifacts.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty.
It's the exact same that you get from a Polaroid. Like, it's not just photosensitive paper. It is Polaroid film. You're just cutting out the process of taking the photo with the camera. Instead, you're making use of the photos that you can take with your phone.
It's essentially a darkroom that you can fit in your pocket if you have a large pocket. But anyway, it's still a darkroom that you can fit in like a small bag.
I think it might be better to just show you how it works. So what you do is you just take the lid off. You pop it on the little side button. You take your phone out of its case.
The idea is that it's got to sit really kind of flush with this top bit so there's no light leaks, and just to get the top quality.
And also you need the Polaroid app.
And I'm just going to go ahead and click on this app right now. So it's asking me to choose a photo. This one. So then you select the photo, it shows you a little preview of what it's going to look like. There's some very simple instructions on a slightly bizarre looking screen with 2 dots. These 2 dots align with 2 dots on here, which is absolute magic. So we're just going to do that. You just place it down like
that. So exciting.
And then there is nothing left but to press the big
red button. Shall I do it?
Yeah, you can do it.
I feel like Trump.
Big red button, yes. And?
So you're supposed to leave it under the film for just a couple of seconds, and then you grab it.
Oh my god! Sorry about that. That's it. That's as simple as it is, and all you need is the lab and your smartphone with your favourite photos. So while we wait for that one to develop in the darkness, hello. We wanted to talk about the features of this thing.
First things first is about the film. You can use either of the films that we have here. So you've got the 600, which works with the original vintage cameras, and the I-type, which is their brand new one. This one doesn't have the battery in because this is rechargeable.
It is far more environmentally friendly because less batteries are being produced. So, let's save the planet.
You've also got different types of film that you can have, so you can have colour and black and white. There's also some really weird festive ones.
There's like coloured frames and stuff as well.
Glittery one. Like I said, this is just rechargeable, so you've got no battery issues there.
Can you press it down?
You may press it down. There are also different features that you can control whilst in the Polaroid app. One of those is that you can make a collage out of multiple Polaroids, up to 9 I think it is, so you can make one big image out of 9 Polaroids, which for me sounds like a marketing ploy.
Yeah,
like
they just want you to shoot through that film like ba 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 ba, and then it's like, before you know it, you've remortgaged the house.
With only 8 films in each set, that does make this quite costly. So you've got approximately like £2 per print, which is not print.
I can't remember though, is it not that for that price you get 2 of these packs, so it's not 16 photos that you get?
The other snazzy feature that's available on the app is the augmented reality feature, which is actually some Harry Potter moving portrait type business.
You've got the Polaroid in front of you and then all of a sudden it's moving.
Doesn't work quite like that.
On this journey. Oh, it's working all right.
Yeah, it's a bit dodgy. Look at that.
Yeah, but that's because it might be the front crop or something. That is insane! That's pretty cool.
We've always had this Polaroid vintage camera. We came out of the womb with it. It was just not possible to bring this along with us on every trip. We milk the airlines for everything they have. We use every ounce of space that we're possibly allowed. So taking this with us on every trip was just not an option.
It's just not viable.
So even though Polaroid came out with some really snazzy new cameras, this was the best option. We can leave this at home, take amazing pictures on our phones, and if you want to find out how, you can check the link here on how to take great photos with your phone. So it takes the magic out a little bit of the actual process of taking the shot with the Polaroid.
Yeah, but you're just as excited when it pops out, you press that button, you go, boop, beep, beep, beep. So the quality of the Polaroid Lab versus the classic Polaroid was something that we were kind of really keen to compare. At first, it seemed that it was just not as good.
You kind of lose the sharpness and detail, I think, in comparison to the actual camera. That was what it felt like on every photo, but then we've done some more again today.
Well, yeah, we were wondering whether it's because of the way the screen is working with the lenses or something like that. But then today we managed to get an absolute cracker. This is a tram in San Francisco, so it's got a really cool retro feel about it anyway, and I think that the Polaroid, really tops it off. But in particular what we noticed is that the tram and the kind of bits that were sharp are very, very, very sharp. It's
incredibly sharp. I don't think you would get even a Polaroid straight from the camera that's as sharp and as much detail. And I mean, even the colours are so true to the real image. Like, this one is particularly incredible.
Yeah, that's definitely our best one yet. And then we've got a few that were sort of just a bit washed out. Maybe not washed out, but
fine. That one's quite reminiscent of the actual photograph as well. But there are
especially this one. So
this one is not good. This is one of my least favourites.
Yeah, this one, it's really not sharp, and it's all sort of a bit milky.
Overexposed a little bit. And I mean, actually this one that we did today came out very much overexposed. And it's just a shame because, like I said, when it is £2 for a film, you are going to be very disappointed when it doesn't turn out the way you want to. But it is the beauty of Polaroid, and has always been. There are artifacts. There's a couple with like little.
Yeah, they have little like I don't know if you can see like here swodges. At the bottom. There's like a bit of a smudgy sort of. It's just the way that they work.
But it is the beauty of the chemical and analog process.
Yeah,
which is much more magical than the perfection that you can get from a DSLR. And even your phone for nowadays.
Good point to remind you that this is not a printer at this point. Analog process.
Actually, what we found is that the best photos were the darker ones.
Yeah, the darker ones, they just, the colours are so saturated.
That's so amazing.
The contrast's coming out, and you know, incredible.
But I mean, even this one's quite bright.
Contrasty though, isn't it? You've got the bright sky and the foreground.
The lab has just struggled with whites and highlights. I think that's
the main aspect that we're noticing so far, that's not dealing well with that.
When we first decided to do this video, the main point of this was going to be like, this is great if you can't have this. But after testing it a bit more,
we're not sure anymore.
Yeah, we've been chatting for far too long about this. We get very passionate about our bits and bobs. To summarise, price point, identical.
Yep, exactly the same. They produce very comparable quality, although we think that the Polaroid camera just tops it. We love them all the same, and I think that the decision just needs to be based on what you need. If you need to travel and you want to play around with the Polaroid at home, this one's for you. If you want to take it out and take retro photos, this is your guy.
This is taking retro photos, this is making retro photos. It's just about your preference.
Verdict, Polaroid Lab. Yeah! Both beautiful machines.
Don't care what it is, just these little cubes of joy. It's not a cube. So, I think that's it. That's everything. They're both dank. We love Polaroid.
And we loved seeing you again in this video.
Peace! Yeah.
Slaps. It's so many roids in this bad boy. What's going on, you lot? No. Someone's already done that one.
Whip it off and then panic, running around trying to find somewhere dark to hide it so it can explode.
On films, everyone's just waving it about that. But yeah. Choices, kind of.
How much did you buy this one for?
Oh, like a tenner off eBay. Yeah?
No.